I'm not gonna lie, this idea of playing this new Riven has me excited and anxious at the same time. Well, here, let's turn on the little mini light, see if that helps ever so slightly there. There we go. Has me just a little bit anxious just because, oh, here we are starting another adventure, but it's going to be a good one. It will be a good one. I'm excited about that. I'm getting ready to be in here for hours to play games. So much so, yeah, I probably should spray some of that on here. It's amazing. One spray of that stuff will turn this whole room into a whole smell of pineapple. Nice. Let's go mustache turned up a little bit more. This one. Little grease. Little grease. Rub it in there. Yes. Hello, my name is Blackbeard. I'm here to light my beard on fire with fuses and go and attack in the way that I do so well and pillage and plunder your Myst Exile video games. I knew it. One less white hair to worry about. So much drama just to make a video game video. Let's do it! Ladies and gentlemen, the time has finally arrived. Myst 3 Exile. Finally here. It is time to begin the brand new series. I am incredibly excited about this. And anxious, because the last one took us 6 months, okay? Now, yes, obviously, I had breaks in between, but it took 6 months to beat, okay? Now, grand total, I think we're at 51 hours of Riven. Let me check here really quick. 51.2 hours to beat Riven, the sequel to Myst. Now, here we are, Myst 3 Exile. Cannot wait to get this started. If you want to enjoy this game to its fullest, consider becoming early access, becoming a historian, or joining our legacy group. And saying that, humongous thank you to Tada for being our legacy member today. Deeply appreciate him, all of his input, also all of our amazing historians that give us all the advice that plays out in these games. Now, here's how this is going to work, a little differently than we did in the Riven episode, Riven sequel to Myst. Your input is going to be incredibly valuable. I want hints that don't spoil things. This is your chance to mess with my brain because I'm going to be utilizing your hints heavily as we get into this gameplay. So I really want you to try and mess with my brain with your comments. You guys already know what you're doing, those of you who are historians. Here we are, a new era, once again, for the channel here as we get into Myst 3 Exile, the next line of this gameplay. Let's get right into business here and kick this on here. All right, here we go, my friends. First off, the background music. I love the background music. Gotta appreciate that when they bring back the music from some of the other games that you've played. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. In saying that, I've had some issues with the capture, so I'm hoping that it behaves properly. It's got me a little antsy, so if we have some glitching, please bear with me, but I think we're going to be okay. All right, I was laughing at this. I was trying to see if this was going to be 16 by 9. It looks like it may be. I'm not sure. So when I went in my options and I went to graphics, it's kind of laughable because it's just talking about how to brighten and darken your screen to make this look right. It's not how to change settings. That's just what you're going to get. But you can change the settings on your screen if you want a little better. So I think we're good to go here, my friends. Are you ready to play Exile, the latest, not the latest, but the latest game that we've played so far? Here we go. Myst 3 Exile, new game. Ooh, we get an intro. Lovely and pixelated per the usual. Presto Studios.
I realized as our group linked back to Dunny that we should not restore the city as we had planned. The once magnificent buildings lay in ruin, testament to the hatred that had consumed them. Too many people had fallen victim to that hate, to the prejudice and greed from which it sprang.
Wasting a little bit of ink there, brother.
Gazing out across the cavern, I decided to write another age, one that would help the Dunny survivors begin again, free from the tragedies of their past. So with my wife, Catherine, supporting me, I put aside that past to write a future. More than a year has gone by since I finished writing Rishon. I have a new daughter, who I hope will someday link to the age with me. And as I imagine Yisha meeting the Dunny, those brave men and women who are building a new life for themselves, I realize I've been given another chance as well. A chance to learn from my mistakes and leave the past behind me once and for all.
That's cool. That's pretty cool. That's a nice step up on the graphics from their previous game, that's for sure. And here we are. Oh my gosh, we're looking around. Oh!
We call it Tamana. We moved here after Atreus finished writing Relation. He wanted us to have a new home too. I'm so glad to see you. I told Atreus our paths would cross again. He was just going to grab something for your trip to Relation, so he shouldn't be terribly long. Unless he decides to check over the whole house first, which means he could be hours resetting all his padlocks.
Don't mind me, I'm going to check one
But
thing.
I know he was looking forward to introducing you to the Dunny, so he shouldn't be terribly long. Why don't you wait in his study?
Now, is she going to freeze, or is she going to keep, like, moving and I get to move around freely as... Wow, so the graphics have stepped up by that much. That's cool. I was trying to see if I have a different capture, but you can see that my screen's kind of frozen in a key area here, which is very frustrating. I want to make a change to this, but I'm afraid to lose the capture. So I'm sorry, guys, but I want to try and make some changes here to make this a little better for the gameplay, but I'm not certain if... to me, it's amazing. We're still watching this. This is cool, because, I mean, first off...
This trip is exactly what Atreus needs right now. I haven't been able to get him out of the house for months, ever since he found his journals out of place. But seeing how well the Dunny have settled in on Relation should help him to finally relax.
That's cool. I mean, yeah, what a step up in the game graphics. That's neat. Let me see what happens here. Cool. Is this his study? This must be his study. I don't want to get too much further. Let me go ahead and try and see if I can change up my settings here, because I don't want to lose out on the graphic opportunity to get this in its proper quality. So hang on. All right, here we go. So I removed all the black around us, which means I might be losing certain things that we'll see later in the game, but I'll make changes if we do that. Also made my camera a little smaller, so hopefully you guys can see this okay. I'm very anxious to get this captured properly, so I'm sorry if this does not play out the way I hope. Whoa, wait a minute. I heard noise. Taman, thank you for responding so quickly to my request for Nara padlocks. As you know, security in Tamana has become an important issue of late. Perhaps I'm overreacting, as Catherine suggests, but the idea that someone may have been sneaking into my study, reading all of my journals, disturbs me. After what happened in my library in Myst, after my own son, Cirrus and Achenar, destroyed so many of my books, I've come to realize how delicate the link is to my worlds. I'll never be able to repair those burned books. To link to each age to find out if the inhabitants survived. The padlocks won't change that situation, but they should ease my fear of trespassers considerably. Sincerely, Atreus. Atreus. Here we go again with the wrong names. So is this Atreus over here? And if so, who's this? Because this is not the sons. I'm concerned now that everything I look at is going to have more graphic design. Like I could mess things up if I don't try and click on things. Because usually in this kind of a moment, you wouldn't be able to, in the old games, you wouldn't be able to click or move things or whatnot, but, you know, the updates have changed so much. The graphics are intense. Great. We got a human... Oh! A broken linking book. Well, I'm not about to touch that. So, this is very interesting how you can look around, though. I'm very interested in this. Now, I do kind of like that it's showing a negative, which means I can zoom in, but I can't click on anything. So I guess that's kind of a benefit. That means I don't have to worry about trying to find a secret in the secret. Interesting how you can click and it makes that whoosh sound if you don't do something right, I guess. Relishon. Hey, wait a minute.
Well, my friend.
I can't turn around.
The Relishon book.
It's turning me
You've
around.
been here for some time. I'm sorry if I've kept you waiting. Since we'll be gone a few days, I
Hi!
need to secure some of my things. And I also wanted to bring you this. It's a journal I kept while I was writing Relishon. I thought you might find it interesting to read.
So good to see you again and everything you've put me through.
What the age truly is. Well, just let me get my keys to unlock Relishon and we'll be off. Oh, and I'm interested in hearing what you've been up to in recent months.
Whoa.
No! No!
Well, I guess I gotta chase after him. I can't escape it. I just clicked on it and it took me right in. So that's not what... I was literally trying to close the book, but I just raced in there with him. Welcome to the story. Alright. We're not really seeing anything so much just yet. Alright. Now, we didn't enter into release shot. Oh, okay, well this helps. Okay. I hate to do this, but I am going to quickly look at this and make sure I try to understand what this is. Okay, so I can move it. It looks like it's showing me a different image every time I turn it. Since we know we can't actually capture that guy, we can't, like, chase him down. I will try, but I also don't want to miss out on key things here as we go. So let's try and chase him. Oh, cool. So we're gonna do what everyone would probably do, and that's we're gonna chase him down. We're gonna go after him and see what we can find. I'm impressed with the graphics already. The fact that we are chasing down a human. Oh, see, he locked us out. See, there you go. So already now we're at that point where we can't do anything per se in the situation. Can't crawl under the door like we did in Riffin. I'm assuming he's going to look at me through the window here in a second. Or not. Okay. So, I'm assuming I can't get in there. So let's go ahead and start trying to figure... Oh. Gosh. This is going to be quite confusing. So, and I do apologize if I start making people dizzy. Because this is going to be an awful lot of looking around like this. So, let's go down here and see where this leads. Water. Looks like we can hop across these stones. Over to here. This one has a different color on it. Okay. Let me see. This one's purple. Ah. I will leave that exactly as it is. My first theory is that is exactly what we should be doing. Let me come over here now. And look through here. Alright. So let's turn this to see if it looks at another one. If it does, then that will kind of answer some of my curiosity. It would end up being this one if it was. Okay. Alright, I have no idea, but that just seems like the right thing to do. So we're going to roll with that. This looks like it goes down even deeper. What am I hearing? Ah, the sounds are great, just like in the old ones. Their sound design is really good. All right, I'm guessing we're hearing the creaking of the... Oh. Okay, so... Oh. All right, I'm going to wait to go down. I'll probably forget about 90% of this, but I'm going to go ahead and follow the obvious paths first and solve or attempt to try and finagle my way through this. So rotate this. Because I have a sneaking suspicion if we line these up together, something's going to happen. All right, there we go. Okay, now, we don't know how many colors there are just yet, unless it plays a role to the previous game, but we'll see. Okay, this one needs to be turned as well. All right, cool. We're lined up with blue now. Blue must be over there. Okay. I'm not writing any of this down as of yet. I'm just finagling my way through this right now. Didn't we already do red? We lined up red with green. And it looks like that's all we can line up as far as I can tell. So that's a good start. That's a good start. By the way, for some reason in my head just now, I was reminded that you guys have really made some really amazing compliments in saying that you found the Riven gameplay to be one of the best you've watched. That's incredibly kind of you to say. So I want to say the world's biggest thank you to each and every one of you who have given me a reason to play. That is the only reason why I'm still doing this. There's plenty of other games I could be playing or plenty of other things I could be doing on this channel, but you know what? There's people here that appreciate the efforts that are being done. And not only that, there's people who are supporting this financially. I mean, there's people who want to see this continue, and I love that. So I want to bless you guys with more if that's what you enjoy. And right now, it seems like that's what we all enjoy together. So we're going to keep doing this and just enjoy the experience. Was I supposed to come all the way down? Or was there like a halfway point? Boy, this is confusing. Oh. I find that interesting. I can't seem to do anything with it. Not really sure what it's there for. A light of some sort? Okay. Okay, here we go. Lower door. Why do I feel like I'm feeling a heartbeat? Interesting. What would be the benefit of having... I've done it. I've used his swirling linking book to follow him. I touched my palm to its glowing panel, and I felt the tingling begin. There was a sudden, sickening urge inside my stomach. Then I fell into the page. This has happened before. I knew it. It happened the first time I came to this place, and when I followed this murdering son... when I followed his murdering sons from Narian, it happened when I used his hidden books. And it happened when I finally opened the machine, right before the fog first ate my mind. The fog didn't find me this time. When I opened my eyes, I was alone in a room. I was standing in the home of my betrayers. I couldn't move. I was afraid. I thought they knew that I had come and I would be waiting for me. But like they had waited inside this very tusk. Tusk, really. Just like they've been waiting inside this very tusk. I was afraid they would tie me up again, and that the poison snakes would strike. But the silence was unbroken. The whole house was still, and without really knowing what I did, I started to search every room, every floor, every cabinet. I found his journals, Atreus' never-ending journals. I found the book that brought me back to this world, the lesson world, he calls it. The lesson world he calls Genamin. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Oh, Tamara, my love. How long have I been trapped here? How much of my life has been eaten by the fog? The face I see in the lagoon isn't one I remember ever wearing. It's so much older, so much more savage, but it's me. It is Savagerow, and I remember what they did and how they led my people to death. I've turned several times now to Amnara. I'm searching for a sign of his sons. I was certain they would run back to their father, but so much time has passed, so many years in which to forget about my people. Is that what happened? Atreus safe in your beautiful new home, enjoying life with your dear wife and family? Did you become so busy envisioning new worlds that you forgot the ones you'd already created? I must be very careful. I must not let them know that I am free. I must read what journals I can find to figure out where his two sons are hiding. And when I've found the sons again, when I've got the whole family together, I'll bring them down. Atreus and his family will suffer the way I have suffered for years. All right, I made a little change here really quickly, just so you guys know. I've built this now so that we can not only see up close in the 16 by 9, but if we zoom out here, you'll see that it looks like we can actually collect the books that we've grabbed. And so, unless this is a separate book that we haven't read yet, but I think we're collecting the books, so it wouldn't surprise me if they lined along the sides of this whole thing. But I do still want to have this zoomed in mode here. So there you go, just so you know. That's what I'm building here, because I really don't want to make any mistakes and have any issues here. So let's go ahead and keep reading here. Sirius and Achenar are not in Tamahara. Every day I become more and more convinced. Atreus' sons are not there. What happened, Atreus? Did you grow tired of them? And why did you... the way you tired of Narian? Did you abandon them the way you abandoned my people behind your shield? It does not matter. I can still take revenge against their father. Now that I'm no longer stuck in Najanin, I can avenge all the dead in my world. I've already reopened his other books. I've begun making changes in those worlds, using his own lessons against him. There's still much more work to be done, but eventually I will lure him into this tusk. I will find some way to make him follow me here from Tamahara. For now, I will concentrate on the orbiter. It's not a natural part of this world. The material that creates it is like nothing I've seen. It reminds me a little of the shield. And if it is the same material, it can't be damaged. But perhaps I can damage the other devices. And I'm looking at the images here just to make sure I kind of have a theory of what they are, and I don't. No! It can't be true. Surely his journals deceive me. He says he brought them back. He said he's given his Dunny brethren a new life. But how? How can one man have so much power? How can one man's writings reawaken a dead world? I don't know what this means. By all that is sacred, Tamara, what can it mean? It doesn't change a thing. I can still continue as I planned. I can still seek revenge for my people. I will make my enemies suffer by the weaving. Tamara, this changes everything. I found a way to reprogram his scanning device. It requires scavenging parts from another mechanism in the tusk, but I think the gears I leave can still be operated by hand. Oh gosh, that looks familiar. That looks like the original Myst thing. Don't quote me on that. Anyway. All right, taking a look here. It looks like a rocket kind of thing or something. It's finished. It's all ready for Atreus' arrival. Tonight I will sleep among the ghosts. Then tomorrow I will link into Tamaharna. And I'm sorry if I'm reading that wrong. When I link out, I will be carrying his book. Nay, the spirits of my people serve to guide me in this. And that's it. Okay. So let's see if we can... Okay, let's see what this is. Oh, this is the book directly from Atreus to me. Okay, so this is what happened. We picked up the book, but here's Atreus's book as well. I've always feared this day would come. For years, Catherine and I have dreamed of restoring Dunny. We've dedicated our lives to the task, taking upon ourselves to locate the citizens of Dunny and convince them to return to their ruined city and rebuild. Our dream has become the dream of so many now, and the progress we have made toward achieving it is something of which that we can all stand proud. But I know now that it has been a mistake. The city of Dunny should not be restored. It should stand forever in ruins, as both a symbol of our past mistakes and a memorial to those who lost their lives when Dunny fell. The devastating events of recent months, the war in Terhani, and the death of Uta, in particular, have driven this truth home to me quite forcefully. If we rebuild the city walls today, we're not giving approval to the very illness that destroyed our civilization in the first place. Are we not setting ourselves up to repeat that pattern again in future generations? I put so much thought into this tonight. I have found only one solution. If we, the men and women who survived the downfall of Dunny, are to thrive, then we must break the pattern of hatred which has destroyed so many lives. We must begin our civilization anew, and we can only do that if I write us a new age. I've spoken with Catherine about this, and she agrees. I only hope the others will see it as well. Well, these people never cease to amaze me. I thought they would object to my decision. After all, most of them linked back to Dunny specifically to see the city rebuilt. But when I told them why we should not restore it, their response was immediate and unanimous. Whereas yesterday they thought only of rebuilding. Today they concentrate solely on salvage. They intend to take from their ruined city only that which is best and move on. Everywhere I look, the enthusiasm for this new task is obvious. It heartens me, even as I face my own monumental contribution. I have written many ages in my lifetime, from the first timid attempts under the tyrannical tutelage of my father, to the most recent accomplishment, Averon. Never before has so much been riding on my skill. The age I'm about to write must be all I ever imagined and more. How am I going to achieve it? Catherine laughed this morning when she saw me drudging out my old notebooks. I must have made quite a picture, sitting near the embers of a fire, surrounded by countless commentaries and journals. Some of them have seen more dust than paper, but the hours I spent shifting through them was worth it. Ideas of this new age might be tumbling around in my head. There are almost too many to catch hold of. Now, obviously, I must choose some starting point as my anchor. Writing ages is a science, a precisely structured equation of words. Every equation needs, as to its foundation, an underlying concept around which the age can develop. In the past, I've written my books and around whatever idea intrigued me the most at the time. I wanted to discover how the age to which the book linked would manifest the results of that idea. Sometimes civilizations had arisen, sometimes they had not. But whether a society had come to exist in the age or not, it was often to respond to whatever concept the book I had written embodied. This time, my search for a concept must be weighed very carefully. I already have the civilization I wish to see develop. I know our history as a people and the paths we have followed to arrive here. Today I must write a book which I will link to an age that will allow us to continue on our way, growing ever stronger as one people. That our underlying concept must be this new age, what underlying concept must the new age reflect that will best allow our civilization to thrive? I fear I must think on this some more. It has taken me some time, but I may have found my anchor. It came to me as I was considering what I know about the survivors of Dunny. We've seen so much tragedy in our lives, from the destruction of the city to the suffering and loss of loved ones due to the plague and deprivation. Yet, even in the midst of these adversities, my kinsmen and I have found the strength to keep going. We have tapped into our individual strengths and transformed ourselves into something much stronger. It is a characteristic I have seen in several of my ages. Whether I focused my writing on the inherent energy sources in a world. Long ago, grandmother taught me that life excuse me, I'm trying to make sure I'm reading this correctly. Long ago, grandmother taught me that no life, no possibility for life in an age exists without the presence of energy. By tapping into its latent energy sources, an age moves out of stasis. It grows, transforms, and develops. Energy is the underlying fuel that powers all activity. To put it more simply, energy powers future motion. Yet, as grandmother also liked to remind me, energy is an age. Yet, as grandmother also likes to remind me, energy in an age takes on diverse forms. Each one has strengths and weaknesses of its own. How many forms will this new age contain? Which types will be its dominant theme? Tomorrow, I'll link back to Myst, and from there, revisit several of my ages. Perhaps in my old worlds, I'll discover new ideas. I'd almost forgotten how painful it is to revisit Myst. In the 10 years since my sons Cirrus and Achenar left me trapped in Kavir Island and burned so many of my books, Catherine and I have rarely linked back. I told myself we were always too busy first with writing ages, like Averone, then with searching the ages of Dunny for survivors. I've always said we would spend more time in Myst eventually. The truth is I've been avoiding the age. Seeing the island in its current condition ignites such anger and grief. I'm immediately reminded of the betrayal of my sons, as well as the cruelty and greed with which they plundered my ages. I know I'm partially responsible for these acts. I can constantly wonder if there were something I could have done to reach out to the boys before enough. Nothing can change the tragedies of the past. Like my Dunny kinsman, I must salvage what is best and move on. Perhaps in the process I will find forgiveness and hope. Once again, I'm back on Myst Island. Having completed a lengthy sojourn throughout several of the ages, the trip itself was not as inspiring as I had hoped. The Selentic age was especially disturbing, but it was not always been so. The very first time I linked to the age, its uninhabited landscape was shaking with tremors at the time. I felt it was because the energy of the age was unfocused, as if it were at war with itself. Stability finally came, but even after it did, I never truly felt comfortable there. I missed the more natural balance of ages like Channelwood. Now, perhaps that is the lesson to take home with me. The Dunny, too, have faced much turmoil in their history. Their lives have been unsettled enough. Perhaps I should be striving to offset the energy that already exists within our civilization by providing it with a more stabilized environment in which to grow. An environment in which the natural equilibrium of the world serves as a counterpoint to the upheavals of civilization. The more I consider it, the more I wonder if I should make nature the foundation of this new age. Worlds like Channel would attain equilibrium quite easily, primarily because of one reason. Nature encourages mutual dependence. As one life withers and dies, it provides nourishment so that another might live. Plants become food for other animals. The waste products animals cannot absorb become nutrients to sustain other plants. So long as nothing intrudes to upset this balance, nature can maintain itself indefinitely. An interesting metaphor to set an example for my people. I think I'll confer with Catherine on this subject. Her ages always exhibit symbiosis more dramatically than mine. Perhaps she would help me write this new age. I'm so tired. I can barely think right now. But I'll force myself to stay focused, for I have not written anything in days. The moment I linked back to Dunny, I was besieged with requests for my assistance. Master Taman wanted to consult over a new. Master Taman wanted to consult with stonecutters. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna get this right. Master Taman wanted to consult over which stonecutters were worth salvaging. And did I think the rock in this new age would be difficult to sound? Oma and Exile needed my opinion about a new history they had uncovered. Should they hold off on starting its translation, or would paper supplies be scarce in the new age? There were so many questions needing answers, I barely had time to see Catherine. She, of course, laughed at my dilemma, saying that I had no one to blame but myself. After all, I was the one who encouraged the Dunny to start over. Naturally, they would look to me to help them help keep them moving in the right direction, unless some of their force stepped in to change that view. Her words made me realize a fundamental principle I had thus far been ignoring. All this time, I have been debating whether to make energy or nature the underlying framework of this age, but there is another equation to consider. An age based solely on the future motion of energy will face constant upheavals, most likely at the cost of tranquility. Excuse me, I'm trying to figure out what that word was. And an age based solely on the mutual dependence of nature can become so balanced over time and may cease to tolerate change. Yet, to continue to grow as a people, Dunny civilization needs both. Occasional upheavals followed by periods of balanced stability. I've seen such situations occur naturally in several of my ages. Each time it was because I centered the writing around some dynamic force that I had decided to make prevalent in the age. Such forces allowed the balance between forward motion and mutual dependence to fluctuate. As one concept takes precedence, the other recedes until another force surfaces to change things. As Catherine's insightful comment reminded me, dynamic forces spur change. I'm too tired to think more on this thought. Hopefully, in the morning, my thoughts will coalesce. Catherine surprised me today. Apparently, while I was off visiting my ages, she linked to Myst by herself. She didn't say so, but I could tell that her visit had been painful. More than ever now, I'm convinced we must find a place to begin again ourselves. Perhaps when I've written this new age for the Dunny, I'll put some thought into where Catherine and I might live. I cannot believe I did not see this before. At this time, I had been struggling to describe the perfect age for the Dunny. I've considered and then rejected several underlying concepts which I felt might best set the course of their future, as if I alone could determine how the Dunny civilization will grow. In my own way, I have become In my own way, I have become as egotistical as my father. In truth, I owe this realization to Catherine. Sensing my indecision about the new age, she led me on a walk around Dunny. Salvaging efforts were still underway, with teams of people scouring the ruined harbor district. And as I watched my Dunny kinsmen deciding which parts of their culture to retain, I realized they do not need me to determine their future. They are quite capable of setting its course by themselves, regardless of what age I write. This realization has opened my eyes to the best way of approaching my task. I no longer need to worry about which underlying concept, energy, nature, dynamic forces I should make prevalent in the age. Rather, I must strive to include them all. I must write a balance of systems into the descriptive book. Enough so that the Dunny people will constantly be challenged to attain new ultimate potential. As grandmother often pointed out to me when we spoke about ages back in Myst, balanced systems stimulate civilizations. I found it interesting how they put this in bold and how they've done that with multiple pages so far. At least I feel I'm ready to begin writing this age. I am eager to begin and have already come up with the perfect name. I know grandmother would have loved it. Of course, Catherine could tell the moment I turned to her that I had finally found my starting point. I babbled on excitedly for some time before I noticed the smile she was hiding. When I saw it enough to grow suspicious, she handed me one of my old age books. She must have picked it up when she was linking back to Myst. Seeing the name Geminine emblazoned on the book cover, I could only shake my head. The one age I never got around to revisiting was the one that might have helped me the most. How foolish was I to have completely forgotten it? I think after I finished this work, I would take one final trip, if only to help restore an old fool's memories. Making sure here that Flip did something weird. One Fool's Members. Here we go. Oh, we're at the end. That's it. Okay. All right. So what's this one? Okay, so I took that book. Apparently I've kept it. Well, we're at 43 minutes, my friends, so that's going to do it for this episode. A lot of lore in this one, but I do hope that you've enjoyed it. Don't worry, we got lots more to come. I hope that you are excited for Myst 3 Exile. I am, and I'm excited to do it with you. By the way, quick personal shout out. If you do enjoy what you're seeing here on the channel and you want to support the channel, maybe you don't want to become a member of the channel, but maybe you'd like to show some support, would love it if you'd go buy some Obviously merch. I'm wearing my Obviously t-shirt right now. I love this, and would greatly appreciate you going and buying some merch. Also interested in possibly making some other merch if I have time, or if you know someone who might like to do some merch designs for us, that would be absolutely incredible. And just folks, I'm excited to take this journey with you as we go into Myst 3. So keep it crispy, my friends. 1 Tim 4:12. Welcome to Myst 3 Exile. I'm so excited to do this with you. I'm so excited to be done with Riven, but I gotta admit, I'm enjoying seeing tie-ins to Riven and Myst as we get into episode number 3. A lot of people have told me that I'll truly enjoy Exile, and I am thrilled to get started. So we're going to keep it at that, my friends. Thank you so much, of course, to Tata for being a legacy member here on the channel. All of my amazing historians, my early access members, you guys are incredible. My subscribers, if you're a new subscriber to the channel, thank you so much for subscribing. You'll see that this is a variety channel. I do vlogs, I do tech reviews, I do music content, I do gaming. We do it all here. And it's a goal to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I don't think we're going to make it, but we're not going to let that put us down. We're going to have a ton of fun as we keep moving forward. So keep it crispy. I'll see you next time right here on Legacy Studio. Welcome to Myst 3 Exile. I'll see you next time. This is awesome.